Okay, students. So just now we have discussed the English workshop of this lesson, Dick Whittington and his cat. Now look at the word meanings from this lesson. You should copy down these word meanings in your CW one by one properly in good handwriting. Okay, so first word is unkindly, 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 treating someone badly, unkindly, treating someone badly. Next one, paved, PAVD, paved, covered. Fortune, 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 chance. Then dismay, 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 great disappointment. Dismay, great disappointment. Then alley, 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 a narrow passage between or behind building. ALLEY, alley, a narrow passage between or behind building. Miserable, 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 wretched and uncomfortable. Then collapsed, 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 fell down suddenly, collapsed, fell down suddenly. Next one, inspecting, 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 examining, inspecting, examining. Then attic, 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 a very small room under the pointed roof. Attic, 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 a very small room under the pointed roof. Okay, have you copied it? Very good. Now look at the next. Next word is overrun, 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 spread over, overrun, spread over. Next one, scampered, 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 to run with quick light steps. Scampered, 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 to run with quick light steps. Next, pennies, 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 a small sum of money. Next, overcome, OVRCOME, overcome, succeed in dealing with problems. SUCCEED, succeed in dealing with problems, overcome. Next, screamed, 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 a loud cry expressing strong emotion. Then worthy, 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 deserving respect. WORTHY, worthy, deserving respect. Next one, delighted, 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 very happy. Delighted, very happy. Next, astonished, 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 surprised. Astonished, surprised. Then fiercely, 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 in an violent manner. Fiercely, in an violent manner. PURRED, purred, made a low continuous sound. PURRED, purred, made a low continuous sound. Okay, so these are word meanings, a new word from this lesson. Everyone should learn these word meanings and try to write your own sentences by using these words in your own sentences. Okay, make your new sentence by using these words. Understand, in this way you should learn and try to do the practice of writing the sentences by using these new words. Clear everyone? In this way you have to practice that one. Okay. Okay, now let us start our lesson. Dick Whittington and his cat. Already in introduction I told you that the lesson Dick Whittington and his cat is a story, beautiful story of Dick. Okay. And here in this story we are going to see that how this boy who changes his fortune with his determination and hard work. Okay, so in introduction I shown you that one video related the life of Abraham Lincoln, that how he has also changed his life with his own determination and hard work. Then we have discussed about the life of Abdul Kalam, Kalpana Chawla and Charlie Chaplin. Okay, in introduction we have completed that activity, and in that also we have discussed that these people also got the success and achievement through their determination and through their hard work. So in this lesson, the Dick One Boy, where we are going to see the story of this boy who has achieved the success, who has changed his fortune with his determination and hard work. Okay, so let us start our lesson. There was once a poor boy called Dick Whittington who lived in a small village in the south of England. He had no proper home, for both his parents had died and he was unkindly treated by many of villagers. One day, Dick overheard someone say that the streets of London were paved with gold, and he decided that he would go there at once and pick up his fortune up in gold pieces from the streets, for he thought people might treat him more kindly if he were rich. The name of this poor boy? Dick Whittington, and he lived in a small village in the south of England. Here this boy Dick was living. Now look at here, who had no proper home also, as he was an orphan and as he had no proper home. Because of that, he was unkindly treated by many of villagers. Okay, as a poor orphan boy who had no home. Okay, because of that, his villagers treated him. Some villagers has treated him unkindly, badly. Understood? But one day, what happened? Dick overheard someone say that the streets of London were paved with gold. Okay, one day he heard the one news that the streets of London paved with gold. Means here on the streets of London there were gold. He heard that news. This boy was a small and innocent and orphan also, and already he has not treated properly by his villagers. And that time he heard this news that the street of London were paved with golds. Means everywhere on the streets of London gold is spread. Okay, that he would he decided that he would go there at once and pick up his fortune up in gold pieces from the streets. As he was a poor, and when he heard this news, he decided to go there and pick up his fortune up. Means by collecting that gold, he decided to change his fortune, to change his that situation. Okay, so he decided to go where? To London to collect that gold from that streets, for he thought people might treat him more kindly if he were rich. Listen here, just now we have discussed that the people from his village has treated him unkindly, badly, as he was a poor orphan boy. And so he decided that, and he thought that if he were rich person, then people will treat him properly. Okay, because in his surrounding he observed that those the people were rich, to that people the people always giving the respect, okay, always behaving with them properly, and that's why he also want to be a rich person. As he was a poor, he has treated badly, unkindly. That's why he want to be a rich. And then he thought that if he will be a rich, then people definitely will treat him properly and kindly. And so he decided to go London to pick up the gold which was spread on the street of London. And in this way, he want to be a rich. He want to change his situation. He want to change his fortune. Got it, everyone? Because Dick was an innocent small boy and faced a lots of trouble because of his orphanage, because of his parents has died, and because of he was a poor. He faced the many problem in his life, and so one day when he heard this news, he decided to go to the London and change the luck and the fortune, isn't it? So young Dick set out to walk to London. Okay. He had not gone far when a man in the cart stopped and asked him if he was running away from home. I have no home, Dick answered. I am on my way to London to find my fortune. So one day, as he decided, he set out to walk to London. One day, he left his home and now he decided to go to London. That's why he left his home and he on the way to London. He had not gone far when a man in a car stopped and asked him if he was running away from home. Listen, Dick was a small boy. When he was on the street, he was on the way of London. That time he was not go away that from his home. That time one man with the cart stopped there and he asked him, as he that running away from his home, because as a small boy it was not expected by this thing from the small boy, okay, that moving alone on the street, roaming alone on the street. That's why this driver of the cart suspected that might be this boy was running away from the home, and that's why he asked him, as you running away from your home, okay. That time Dick replied, I have no home. Okay, all of you know that Dick was an orphan boy. His parents has already died, and that's why what the Dick replied, I have no home. I am on my way to London to find my fortune. What he replied, that I am on my way to London. I want to go to London to change my fortune. I want to go to London to change my luck by collecting the gold from the street of London, because this news was heard by Dick. All of you know that this news was heard by Dick, and that's why he wanted to go to London to change his fortune. Okay, I am going to London myself, said the carter. Jump up here beside me and we will journey together. Look at here, at that time, this car driver, what he said, that I am also going to London. I am also want to go to London. So come and sit in the cart, then we will go together there. Okay, and in this way, Dick joined to this cart, and in this way both of them went to London. What happened the next? Look at here. They arrived in London just before nightfall, and they arrived in London just before nightfall, and the carter left Dick and made his way to inn. Okay, Poor Dick stood alone and looked around him in dismay. When they arrived in the London, arrived in London just before nightfall, means in the evening. At that time, the carter left the Dick on the way only and made his way to inn, means on the way he leave and he that leave him alone on the road, and this carter, this driver, went into the inn. Inn means here restaurant, small restaurant. Okay. And this poor Dick stood alone and looked around him in a dismay. Look at here, this boy was a very small, poor boy. Okay. And in an innocent manner, he leave the home to that's in search of the fortune, in search of luck to collect that gold. Okay, because he was innocent, that's why he leave the home na in search of gold. Didn't know that exactly this thing was not possible. Okay, but after that he has leave the home and he came here with that driver of the cart. But this carter leave him alone on the road, and himself he went into the inn in the restaurant. And because of that, this Dick stood alone and looked around him in dismay, means in a disappointment, in a sad mood, because he want the someone's help. He want the carter's help in that, means unfamiliar place, in that new place. He was new in this place, no, in London. Okay, and so he want his help. But as they reached into the London, this carter leave him alone on the road and he went into the inn. Where was all that fine gold? All he could see were dirty streets and lots of unfriendly people. Listen here, students. In the hope of the collecting of the gold from the street, Dick came here. But as he reached into the London, he saw that there were no gold on the street. There were only the dirty streets and lots of unfriendly people. Okay, and because of that, he becomes so much disappointed. Now he realized the what is the real situation. In the hope of the collecting that gold, he left the home. He reached here, but there were only dirty streets and unfriendly people in London. He had nowhere to sleep, and in the end he slept. And the end he spent the night in the corner of an alley, where he hoped he would come to no harm. Look at here. All of you know that he leave his village in search of gold. He leave his village to change his fortune, to change his situation, because in village also, as he was a poor boy, some villagers has not treated him properly. Okay, so he want to be rich, and so he leave the village. He came here in the London to collect that gold spread over the streets. But as he came here, he has noticed that there were no gold, only dirty streets and unkindly people. And as he was a new alone in this city, in this uh, place in the London, he has no place to stay also. And already we have discussed that this carter also leave him alone on the street. He has also not asked him anything about his next condition and about what he want to do next. Okay, so he was alone there in that unfriendly and uneasy condition. And so he spent his whole night in the corner of ally. Ally means what here? Already we have discussed what is mean by ally. Okay, what is mean by ally, students? What is mean by ally? Ally means the narrow area between and behind the building. Okay, he spent his whole night in this alley, and where he hoped he would come to no harm. Okay, he thought that here he will not receive any harm. from anyone, as he was a new in this place. Okay, he has no place, no safe place to stay, so he spent his whole night there in Ally. Okay, in this way here we have discussed that how this poor boy left his village in search of gold in London. But as he reached the London, he come to know about the reality, that how was the condition into the London, how was their unkindly people, and that the dirty streets. And so he spent his whole night in the Ally. In this way, he faced a difficulty on the first day only because of these unkindly people. Got it? Here, from the first scene, we have discussed that as a orphan, as a poor, he has faced the hardships and difficulties in his village also. And as he reached to the London, here also he has faced the same problem and same difficulties. Look at here, which type of the life that which type of the things, which type of the problems the Dick has faced in his life. Okay, in this way we have completed the some part of this lesson. Those part we have completed today. You should read this part and read the whole lesson properly. Those the word meanings today I have give you. These word meanings you should learn, and as I told you, try to write your own sentences by using these word meanings. Okay, thank you so much.